Yo, 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 yo. What is up, Culture Junkie Nation? Welcome back to another great episode of Culture Junkies Live. From the title card, you can see exactly what we're going to be talking about today. The Legend of Zelda. I'm sure everybody's excited, so I'm not going to hold everybody up. Introducing who's going to be on the show with me today. Across from me, holding the Master Sword, Mr. GQ. Sitting right next to me is the great Dadakuji. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
And from remote, we got Fallen Marvel, and we got King Amarok. What's up, guys?
Hello, everybody.
Awesome.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I'm sure you are, Zelda fanboy. Anyway, so let's jump right into it. Run the gamut.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
All right, so actually I have two topics. Well, actually I had two topics. So I generously gave one away. But my topic that I'm going to bring up is, so today, the kind of a surprise announcement was that Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be coming out on Christmas Day in the movie theaters, but also on HBO Max simultaneously. I think this is a massive mistake of a move. I think they've undercut any kind of possible revenue they could generate for this movie by doing this. GQ brought up a very interesting point, so I'm gonna throw it to him. Throw your comment, and then we're gonna go on to the next one.
Realistically, it's a dumb move to try to recoup your box office in the theaters at the same time as cutting your own legs out by putting it on your streaming service at home. It's just a stupid move. So I don't know what they're thinking with this. And unless we can get a private screening like we did with Tenet, I don't really care. I just don't.
All right. Fallen Marvel, what do you got?
So, some new developments came about regarding Ruby Rose's exit from Batwoman. For those that probably may or may not know, while she was filming for the show, she also was filming a film in Prague called The Doorman with Jean Reno. So apparently it came out that she initially had gotten hurt during production of that film. And supposedly, because of this or whatever, they weren't able to pay her full medical bills or whatever the case may be. I don't know, whatever. So she came back, did Batwoman, apparently re-aggravated the injury, but obviously with the story that have been going around, they said that she initially got hurt doing a stunt on Batwoman. And the thing is that the person that's most upset is a stunt coordinator on the Batwoman show, because it basically seems like that she got hurt on his watch. So his, reputation kind of took a hit or whatever. So some stuff may happen going forward, but supposedly this kind of came out and kind of brought to light some things or whatever, and that's on top of them saying that she was unprofessional during shooting of the show. So
okay. King, what do you got?
Well, soon to be more of a gripe than anything about how I think they should wait on the Game Awards. But seeing as the Game Awards coming up and we now have the nominees for the year, looking at this list of exclusives that are sitting all in the Game of the Year forefront here, honestly, it's just kind of weird to me. Like Hades, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Animal Crossing, and Doom, but we'll put that to the side, are all in the runnings for Game of the Year. I never thought I'd see that kind of a list, especially stepping into a new generation of things that are happening. We're stepping into new everything, but to end the year, we have Doom, Animal Crossing, Final Fantasy, Hades, Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima.
Four of those games are console exclusives. I could definitely see Ghost of Tsushima winning. I could definitely see Final Fantasy VII Remake winning, though.
I don't think that should win because it's not complete.
All right. Okay.
Grand Theft Auto should be on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, really?
Grand Theft Auto probably has a bigger player base than all of those games.
No, this is true. This is very true. It's an old game. It's been out for a while. But Among Us is also an old game, and it's on the list for Game of the Year awards. Yeah, but I mean, we'll bring this up in actually a couple of weeks in the December 9th show, right the day before the Game Awards. We're gonna have an all Game Awards show. We'll talk about it then. So put all the comments on hold. Let's jump into Legend of Zelda right now. All right, so everybody knows the theme song. Everybody knows the little ocarina tune that plays. Hell, King Amarok has an ocarina. I bet you can play it. But The Legend of Zelda is probably the second biggest IP that Nintendo owns outside of Mario itself. It's got an untold number of games. The lore has been great. I mean, hell, look at these 3 thick books that they have based around the Zelda lore. Like, these are coffee table must-read books that almost every Zelda fan, even minor Zelda fan, would love to have. I know I would love to have.
I don't know. I mean, that's a little bit more than coffee table. You need a damn bookshelf for these heavy ass.
I mean, dude. But that just speaks to the amount of lore that is contained within The Legend of Zelda. So let's talk about it. Like, what makes Zelda so long lasting? What's so great about it?
I think personally, because obviously all 3 of us had it for the original Nintendo when it was brought out over here. Never seen anything like that before. You had some PC games that were trying to do the adventure type thing, but it was always text based, like
Zork.
Yeah, like type in turn left, type in walk forward, all that other crap. This was the first time that it was just literally like, no, you're controlling this guy. And huge, at the time, huge map of screens. Like, when you saw a printout of, not a printout, but like the Nintendo Power shots of like how big the map was. Yeah. That was the overworld map. Dude. We didn't even get into the fact that you got all these dungeons to go through, a second quest. Like, this was unprecedented at the time. For us, it was just like, dude, this game is enormous.
Dude, the Nintendo Power fold-out map was just, you had to have that. That was just like posted on your wall.
Well, no, back in the day, like if again, I had Nintendo Power because that was marketing genius back then, because I guess I signed up for something when I was a kid, and then they sent the first issue of Nintendo Power to me. So I was like, Mom, Dad, I need a subscription to this. So, getting that was cool, but before that you had graph paper and little simple ass sketches trying to figure out like, okay, the dungeon turns this way, has a bomb wall here. Man, Zelda was that deal with that, and that golden cartridge set it off completely.
Yeah, I remember golden cartridge. Yes,
Sears, Service Merchant, every store had that display with the golden cartridge on top of that fountain, recreating, basically the title screen. So I'm gonna turn it over to some of y'all though, because I'm sure there's a lot of chat on.
Let's go to there's a lot in the chat talking about it. Like More Nightmare is over on Twitch. He's talking about Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game. I saw King Takeem over from YouTube talking about how The Link to the Past was the greatest Zelda game ever.
Finished playing not too long.
Which he just finished
on stream, and if you guys didn't see me doing it,
yeah, right. So and then Eugene Maddox in the comments says in the running for the biggest size, that book or the PS5. That's hilarious. but he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. So let's turn it over to King Amarok. He actually has a lot of Zelda gear. We got to see his illustrious dome for the first time, but he quickly covered it up with his Zelda hat, which is appropriate for this show. But go ahead, man. What's Zelda mean to you?
Honestly, a lot more than I even thought. A lot of the reason I wanted to even make games and stuff, even till this day, was because I was inspired by how different that sprite right there, that changed a lot of things about how different that was.
Tyler Sell, thanks for the like.
Right. But at that time I was young. I saw this and was like, that's too much, but let's try it. I tried it and was like, okay, this was the perfect amount of what I need in the game right now. And then like, I want to say nothing like that it ever hit again. And then it struck again when like Ocarina did its thing, and then I was like, okay, this is something that's going to reoccur as its own thing. So let's keep track of this. And I got into the lore. I damn near know the story back to front now. I know the game's in order. Finally, figured out that there were 3 different storylines, not 2
timelines.
Timelines. Sorry.
Hold on, real quick. If you know the story back to front, what's Link's last name?
It's Big and Foot.
That's cold.
Big and Foot jeans. Link, Big and Foot jeans.
Yeah.
Well,
Big and Foot jeans.
First Link They never really gave.
I know. That's why it was a
Yeah.
trick question.
Yeah,
What's
it
up,
was-
Mike
it was
Oliver? How you doing over there?
That's a
on
total
Facebook,
trick
sir?
question.
Say it is in this is the Hyrule Historium though. It's
Right.
somewhere in there. That
The Hyrule Historia.
got- that's it right in
we,
front
that's
of
what
us.
we got. That's what we got. We the Hyrule Historia. You're like we can find it for you. We can flip it if you want to see it. We can flip
No,
it.
the only family name that you will get is the name, last name of the uncle that was in
Link to the Past.
Yeah. So, yeah, but he died so quick that no one ever really thought to think, hey, that's Link's last name, or that could be some tie to the family or whatnot because they were family.
It might
But
be his
even
uncle
if-
on his mother's side.
Get out of here. Okay, according to a quick Google search, among them, it says, according to Miyamoto, it's Link.
There you go.
And it said, yes, the Hero of Time's official name is Link.
Link.
There
you go.
Kinda like Mario.
I thought it was.
Hey.
I
Gosh.
thought it was.
Mario, Luigi, Mario.
All right, so and Fallen Marvel, I kind of want to turn it to you over to you. So you know, you play a lot of games. I play a lot of games. Honestly, the one thing that brings me back to Nintendo all the time is two things: Metroid and Zelda. Like I got a Wii primarily so I could play Twilight Princess with the Wii motion controls because I
You had a
want.
Wii when you were born.
I won't touch that. Go ahead, Fallen Marvel.
Hopefully not.
It's actually ironic that you say that because Legend of Zelda was probably like a series that eluded me for a long time, but I always had like this. I don't know, like it was kind of always like this, like Captain Ahab, Moby Dick thing with Legend of Zelda with me over the years. So it wasn't until Twilight Princess came out on the Wii when I finally sat and played a Legend of Zelda game, and I was so enthralled with it, and kind of realizing that all these different Legend of Zelda games are different in its own way. And because for the longest time I always wondered, like, dude, like what is it that makes the series so unique? And for the longest time I didn't know until I finally played one for myself. And you know, I played more some of the more recent ones. Still have Breath of the Wild on the list for me to play. I do have it.
Oh boy.
But it's still on the list for me to play. But it's something that like a game that just has like a legacy to it that I've always respected, and I just hated that like it's just something that just escaped me for so long, because like I see like all the love and adoration for it, since day one and all that stuff, whatever. And it was one of those things like I kind of hate I missed out on, but it's definitely something I've come to respect it. And one day I'm gonna revisit some of the old ones, but like I have to finish the more recent ones that I actually started. So
Look,
which
Well, first of
right
all,
now
look,
is
I'm gonna-
like
I'm going to tell you something real quick, Fallen. You have never missed out on anything. Just because you didn't play it when you were a kid doesn't mean you missed out on it. You still have the opportunity, just like what I'm doing right now. Because when I didn't play Link to the Past on Super Nintendo, though I had a Super Nintendo back in the day, didn't play it. My first playthrough of any Zelda. Now I played the original Zelda on NES back when I was a kid, but without any kind of guide or whatnot, I was lost. But Ocarina of Time was the first one I played, no guide, no nothing, and beat that game. And I hear nowadays people talking about that water temple was hard. I was like, I don't remember any difficulty in the water temple whatsoever. That's just me. But just with saying you got a lot to go and, pace yourself, because like I just finished Link to the Past, and I'm like, which Zelda game do I want to move on to next? And partner is probably the Legends of Seasons, because I already beat Oracle of Seasons. I beat the Oracle of Ages. I want to beat the Oracle of Seasons. I already beat the why is that not on the top of my head? You just said it. Breath of the Wild, which I literally had tears in my eyes at the end of that game. I'm sorry.
really?
I felt
Oh wow.
Hey, I'm not embarrassed. They have it's called man tears, and they do come out from time to time. And I don't have any problem with man tears. I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, this game is beautiful.
that's fine. I shed some tears for Uncle Stan when he passed away.
The game was fucking beautiful. It's just
I
like
shed some tears for Uncle
wow.
Stan when he passed away. Okay, that's fine.
Man, tears. Andre Ferguson, thank you for liking the
Yes,
stream.
Andre
Appreciate
Ferguson,
you.
thank you for liking. We definitely don't want to forget you. But you guys brought up a lot of great things, and one thing that always always amazes me is how Nintendo finds ways to reinvent themselves with Zelda when they're doing things. Sharita Jackson, thank you for liking the stream. Appreciate you. But so we're going to show off some of that innovation that they've done over the years with a nice little video that we put together for you. Well, actually, the GQ put together. Let me put the credit where credit is due. So please, producer, hit the.
Oh, heck nah. Where'd that come from?
Wait a minute.
All right, we're gonna take a quick moment.
Well,
to
yeah,
fix
1
that.
minute, because I definitely
There's
had
no
the-
Legend of Zelda on the Genesis.
yeah.
Man, Sega
trying to creep up in here.
Sega wishes they had.
Right.
Sega wishes they had Zelda, man.
Hey man, this is ongoing. This is that ongoing console war beef that we was talking about last week.
I guess so, man. They shots fired again on that one.
All right, so quickly, while our producer is loading the roll in for us, let's keep talking about Zelda some more. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, speaking of Zelda, because I was in there and we have King Takeem telling me that I have to beat Link's Awakening before I do Oracles. I already did one of the Oracles, so I kind of got to go backwards to do that one. But our buddy Preem, he most recently just bought the remake of Link's Awakening. He tells me that Link's Awakening is like one of his favorite.
That's the one you were telling me is on the Switch.
Yeah,
Okay,
the one
okay.
that just came out for the Switch. He purchased it, and I was just like, I want to buy that game, but I have the original one and the DX one. He says play the DX one first. But then how many years do I wait to play the remake if I'm going to play through that one? Because
You just told Fallen it don't matter.
yeah,
As
it
long as you
doesn't.
got it.
100% it doesn't matter. So like, there's countless games to try to play through, and I've played through quite a few of them. I mean, even the DS had a beautiful. It's not really a sequel to Wind Waker, though it had Wind Waker graphics.
Now, which DS is that? Which game was that made? I know it's Zelda, obviously, but was that like released with a game or a particular
Yeah,
game?
well, I believe so, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. Spirit Tracks came afterward. That one was kind of Phantom Hourglass. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
And Phantom Hourglass was also
Interesting.
just really good.
Sega tried with Lost Oasis to get a Zelda. No, you're right about that. All right, so sorry about that little snafu we had. The producer is ready. Please enjoy this video.
This is the Triforce of Wisdom, Link. Nice job, hero.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
You're a real video legend where I come from, Link.
You two heroes can pat yourselves on the back some other time. We have important business.
Oh yeah, right, Ganon.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to. Your Majesty, Ganon and his minions have seized the island of Korodai.
How can we help?
Link told me about you. You know Link? Sure. He gave me his canteen for a kiss. You kissed him? Here. It's... Yeah!
Love the music in that game. Like, I think Breath of the Wild has the best music out of all of them.
All right, so let's put it on. Yep, there you go.
So that's been Zelda throughout the years, and according to Daitakuji, there's another Zelda which is a remake, but it's Link's Awakening is on the Switch now. So that technically is the most recent Zelda game. But we left off Hyrule Warriors because it's that's not technically. Because remember, it's a crossover game. It's a hack and slash crossover.
It is a hack and
correct him. Go ahead.
According to game theory, that game should have been canon because it literally links all the timelines together.
No, I get it.
And it's crazy how they did.
It's a crossover game, though, because it crosses over with Dynasty Warriors, and then also.
I have a question about that, Daito. They after releasing the Historium, they released 2 more games.
Yeah.
That and Breath of the Wild still hasn't even been placed on said timeline.
Oh no, they made the timeline. You'd have to go find this video and you watch the whole video, Game Theory. But he talks about Breath of the Wild, and there's certain things that happen in Breath of the Wild that leads him to believe that game right there literally links all the timelines together. But it's not technically canon.
But if that was right, then that would have to be the story if Link dies.
Well, yeah, it's all of it, dude. Just find the video. I wish I could tell you, like, off the top. It was like a 20-minute video.
Well, you can find it and share it to them for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. It was a very interesting take.
And then, of course, Smash Brothers was left off because that's another Link appearance, but it's not.
Well, so was Soul Calibur.
Well, Soul Calibur as well. But
right.
Again, these are mainline.
These are mainline games. Yeah, right. So, as you saw through that, GQ's excellent video. Thank you, by the way. That was really well done. As you saw from the video, like Nintendo kept finding ways to reinvent themselves and expand the lore at the same time. Like you said, there's 3 different Zelda storylines. If you just played the games, it didn't really like. If you just played them just to play them, you probably would get lost and get really confused. Like, wait a minute, how many times can I play as Link and Zelda and do the same thing over and over again? Well, the stories have purpose. All of them. All the stories have purpose. And like he said, at the end of what, King said, at the end of what Link's the Past, he puts the sword in the stone, and then Skyward Sword is the continuation of that.
Sword is when he actually puts the sword.
Oh, he puts the sword in the stone. Yeah. Right, Skyward Sword is the prequel to Link to the Past. Go ahead, chat. We got a chat request. Go ahead.
King Takeem, happy 10th birthday to Malachi, your 3rd born. Happy birthday.
Happy 10th birthday, Malachi.
Happy birthday.
Young Master Malachi. Awesome. Happy birthday, sir.
Awesome.
Y'all should do a show like this for Castlevania. Hey, Mr. Rigor Mortis, you ain't said nothing but a word.
Well, we'll let Dr. Kuji do that.
You ain't said nothing but a word, my friend.
Right there.
Yeah, that's definitely his jam.
We will definitely do a Castlevania show because, I love me some Castlevania, and I've tried to get all of them. I don't think I have all of them.
Oh, look, it's my friend Woody. What's up, Woody? I love the show.
Woody.
What's up, Woody? Yeah, so Nintendo keeps finding the ways to reinvent themselves, and that's hard to do, man. That is like literally hard to do. Sharmil Hakim, thank you for liking the stream. Appreciate you. So honestly, out of all those games, I'm sorry.
Part of that is because you got Shigeru Miyamoto on the team, man. Like, if you need an idea, you go to him.
Just go to this man.
You'll find something new. So I think, and again, I think Zelda just works because of the structure of the game. It's exploration, it's puzzle, solving, it's everything that basically a young mind needs to kind of be exposed to. And I think that's why Zelda has endured for so long, is that formula. Because we see a lot of games nowadays, they walk you through it. They hold your hand. They damn near solve the puzzles for you. Zelda's like, this is old school. You got to figure stuff out. You got to, like Dido was even saying during the video, he was playing one of the DS games, and it was a puzzle that you had to close the damn system. Yeah. You had to literally close it to solve the puzzle.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was pissed off. I was just like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And I was just like, I was like, wait, what? Open it back up, and the puzzle, that was the whole puzzle, is literally to close the thing.
That's the kind of stuff, that's kind of next level stuff that takes, a game and makes it more than just a game. It really makes it, something important. So, like, we could talk for literally hours about Zelda and our favorite games or anything like that, and I don't want to necessarily hold up everybody from discussing other stuff, but like I just wanted to bring up some, a couple of things out of that video. So, the hell was that CDI game? Like really? What the hell? Like
that was Nintendo's biggest mistake back then.
Like, what the hell was that? Like, really?
They licensed out Mario and Zelda to, I think, Philips, and that was, God, they came out with some garbage games, man. I think they had one or two Zelda games, 3 Mario games, like Mario's Hotel or some crap. And it's just like, dude, don't y'all ever, for as long as y'all want to be a company, ever let Mario and Zelda be released.
What the hell is that? That shit was so bad. It was so terribly animated. Like, even though Super Mario Brothers Super Show and the Legend of Zelda cartoon series had been off for, I think, at least a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years before that came out, that shit was animated better than that.
That Zelda cartoon was legit.
It was totally legit.
Make it a little bit more serious. That animation holds up.
Yeah,
that animation, obviously,
it's hard to watch now.
Yes, no. The stories are hard to watch.
Yeah, stories hard to watch.
How goofy they are.
Yeah,
but the animation still looks really good.
Yeah.
Preem brought up an interesting thing. Miyamoto was not in charge of Link's Awakening. It was done in secret without Nintendo's approval. It only got the green light after Miyamoto asked the beta test it. Okay, that's fair, but Miyamoto's still that dude. You notice who they had to get it past.
The Nintendo seal of approval is Shigeru Miyamoto.
Right.
So and that man, does that man ever run out of ideas? Like, I don't understand.
It was a 64 DD because that kind of messed up the expansion to Zelda for me. There was supposed to be more.
Well, here's the problem. The 64 DD was just. It was another example of Nintendo being innovative, but at the same time being stubborn as hell.
Yeah, but then they locked something that was.
Please show that. Please show that.
Okay, well, hold on. Happy belated birthday to Shigeru Miyamoto, apparently.
Yes, thank you for that, Amor.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank you for that, Amor. Appreciate it. So look at this. So look at this mug that Dido's got right now.
First of all, it's a square mug.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's a square mug,
but
it's got a round hole in the top, though.
It's actually a pretty cool thing. I don't know if I'm
that
gonna
is
ever
really
drink out
cool.
of
Like,
it,
where'd you
though.
get that?
It was a Christmas gift.
From your wife?
No, it's from Han or the Dex.
Okay, it's from the Dex. Okay, all right, that's cool. Where is he, by the way?
He's probably working.
He's probably working.
We haven't seen him.
So anyway, but no, the other thing I kind of wanted to bring up,
selling Xboxes out the back door.
Probably, if that'd be a good racket. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to bring up is like you noticed that Captain M was in there as well. Like that was by far the single best episode of Captain N was when Link showed up, because this was after the cartoon went off. And that episode, Link and Zelda were far more serious than they were in their own cartoon. Like that.
Even though they were voiced by the same people.
They were voiced by the same people.
And,
and
I might have to get on my soapbox for a minute. Zelda, little hussy that she was, gave Captain N a kiss.
Showed up before
she gave Link a kiss. I'm like, hold on, woman.
And that drove Link up the wall. That drove him up the wall.
Look here. I'm going to save Hyrule more times than I can count. Saved your life a million times. You're going to kiss this dude that you just met?
met.
Man, kick her to
your fast ass. Anyway, so before we move on to the Power is Yours, we got a main event we want to talk about. Kind of like not just Zelda in general, but like the hype surrounding Zelda. Like maybe even some things that we didn't necessarily get yet that we still want to see. This is you.
Well, everybody out there, when it comes to Zelda,
Oops.
I personally don't know what you guys want to see in a Zelda game, because I don't have wants, because when I look at a Zelda game, not counting the bullcrap that came out on CDI, everything that they put out is just, except, Zelda 2, take that one back. You put that one back in the back too. They do some good stuff with it, and like for me, I don't know where they're gonna go with Breath of the Wild 2, because Breath of the Wild is just so expansive. My brain is like the stuff that you could do in it. I think it's just nuts.
Is Breath of the Wild 2 going to be the first direct sequel
since Zelda 2?
Since Majora's Mask was a direct sequel to the Young Link storyline.
Yeah.
What was that? The Minish Cap?
Ocarina.
Actually, you can't say since, because like wouldn't Spirit Tracks be a sequel to Phantom Hourglass, and was Phantom Hourglass a sequel to Wind Waker? I mean, they all look
y'all are getting to that weird zone.
So let's not derail it, because I know these two could go back and forth like a lot of times. So Mr. River Mortis brings up one thing that he'd like to see is innovation. But I wonder what does that mean?
You have to tell me what that means, because Breath of the Wild innovated that franchise. It put breath back into the franchise, if you want to say it that way, because literally I didn't know what I was getting into when I played that game, and just all the stuff that you could do, all the secrets. The only thing that kind of bothered me, though there was 120 dungeons, they weren't true dungeons like in the other games, because when I played through Link to the Past, those are some real dungeons. It's going to take you some time to get through it, puzzles to get through it, and they're huge. And those ones in Breath of the Wild were pretty short. Really short. Some of them you just go in and fight a boss. Some of them you go in and you do have to do one puzzle, but nothing was really, really big. But I think they really did, to me, innovate quite a bit. Like all the things that you can get, the meals that you could cook, like different mix and stuff. Like I just found out, and I didn't know this. Preem told me about this. If you cook things during the blood moon, it gives you extra. I wouldn't say extra energy, but it powers up the food more than if it was cooked regularly, no matter what it is that you cook.
Preem says,
I'm like, that's freaking awesome.
Preem says Breath of the Wild is like Skyrim with Baba.
It basically is. It can be compared to that.
But better story and better music.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about Skyrim because I never played it. I know people like it because it's being re-released again for the newer systems and whatnot, but I like I said, I want to know where they're gonna go for part 2, because like, what more can they do for an expansive world like that? What can they put in?
All right, so here's one thing that I would love to see done with Zelda is for someone like me, that doesn't play all the games, that is a fan of how they've expanded the lore but doesn't necessarily follow it all, that doesn't own these 3 incredibly awesome tabletop books.
I only own one.
The Hyrule Story, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. The one thing that I would like to see is I would love to see a James Mungen. Thank you for liking the stream. Appreciate it. So, one thing I would love to see is I would love to see a Witcher type live action Zelda. Now, I know how hard that might be because how would you follow Link on his journey when he doesn't speak? You'd have to pair him with a party.
Okay.
And typically he doesn't have parties.
Let me stop you right there real quick. Mr. Organ Mortis says, I like when Zelda changes, so they should definitely make innovative use of the hardware. It's got to go on the new Switch. All right, fair enough. As far as you want a live action Zelda, is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wanted to be like The Witcher. And
no, not like The Witcher. I'm just saying
just in that production value.
In the production value that vein.
Not that mature.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be that. No,
Zelda's
of course
not mature like that. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Put it to you like this. When is the last time Nintendo did a live action project?
The 90s.
Now look, I know what you're saying.
I know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay, but
absolutely not. Sir.
Granted, there's no way that they can make that kind of mistake again.
Yeah, really?
Yes, really.
Okay.
Get Netflix involved. Let them take the reins. Come on.
This is the same company that when everybody else is moving to CDs and DVDs, they were sticking with cartridges. I ain't gonna say that they're not innovative as a company, but they get stuck in the mud every now and again. I'm just saying.
Okay, so, no, I get it.
Now, John P. brings up a good point. They had some really cool Japanese ads for Zelda.
No, they did.
They did. But if you're gonna do live action Zelda, Nintendo has to give them creative control.
Okay.
Because Nintendo can't have creative control in it because they're going to do something that's going to make it annoying. They have to give it to somebody that loves the IP, but does not have to necessarily answer to Nintendo when it comes to script writing and character development and all of that. They have to say, hey, we're going to give you Zelda. Not like Philips and Philips and CDI, not like that. But we're going to give you Zelda, but we're going to step back. They have to basically do it like Disney does.
Steph Cam's a new viewer on the show, says they hella cheap. Yeah. And she's probably right. So, Fallen, what would you like to see from Zelda? Anything there?
Personally, I'm pretty sure there's got to be like a graphic novel or two that exists out there, so I wouldn't mind.
There's a few mangas too.
That's what I figured. So,
yeah.
So since that's already been done, I'm kind of in the same boat with you, Ken. Like I would like to see like a really cool live action Legend of Zelda.
I think it would be just so awesome.
I think
yes. No, I wanted to fail. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Whatever.
I don't. But at the same, it's like I'm kind of seeing both possibilities with them doing that because like as much as I do want one, I don't know necessarily how they're going to be able to do it and keep it faithful because I know everybody the moment they even have Link utter a word that's not a grunt or excited. Exasperated gasp or something or whatever, they're gonna lose their shit. So it's
okay, real quick, not to cut you off here, so they can get around that. If they want to pay some fan service to the fans, have his only words be he's walking through town and he bumps into one of those women that be carrying white water on their heads and knocks the water down and he just says "excuse me," and that literally be the only thing he says in the entire show.
Just say excuse me.
Excuse me. Literally the only thing he says.
Excuse
No. You don't even have to get all crazy about it. Just literally, true fans would know it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And that's the only words he says in the entire show. That's how I would do that.
Yeah. He has to say it at least once, though.
Mr. Rigor Mortis says, I think they should do a Zelda using a photorealistic art style. I don't know about live action.
Mike Oliver says,
if Rock is in it, I'm out.
Hey, The Rock could be Ganon.
King to King says, I got it. Zelda done Netflix Castlevania style. Which,
I'd like
that
to
would
see
be awesome.
I'd like to see that.
But Adi Shankar would want to make it all mature and everything, and that ain't Zelda. I don't know if he'd be able to do that.
Who knows? I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of things you can do. Now, what I would like to see now, since apparently Nintendo has zero problems remaking and upgrading the graphics of old Zelda games, Remake 2. Remake 2, Reimagine 2.
Yeah, you still make it 2D?
You don't necessarily have to. I think there's a lot that could be done with those different bosses that were in that game in a 3D space. That would be very interesting. You'd have to, again, I haven't played Breath of the Wild, so I don't know how far they've gone. Even some of the clips that I pulled, I was able to see that, some of the gameplay, but obviously I didn't, dig deep into it. But I would love to see them reimagine Adventure of Link, because that's kind of the redheaded stepchild for a lot of people when it comes to Zelda. Like, a lot of people just did not jive with that game. I thought it was okay, but again, I've never been a huge Zelda fan, regardless of all the merch that I own. So it's I don't know. I think that would be one that would be very interesting for them to reimagine and bring into the fold.
King Takeem says Twilight Princess was serious. Yeah, he was.
Dream is on the same level as me. I would love to see an Ocarina remake with Breath's engine.
I think that would be dope.
Okay.
So basically,
I would buy it, but it would not go over well with anyone. I would just love to see if that would function.
You're gonna be funding that one by yourself.
Basically, isn't Genshin Impact basically?
Don't do that to me.
What? What am I gonna say?
What am I gonna say?
What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say?
A lot of people. I can already stop this right now. Like, a lot of people do not like the comparison between games.
He knew where I was going. Okay. He knew where I was going. All right.
Where you don't have to. You can't put that in the same boat.
Okay. All right.
No, because of Phoenix Rising, we've seen enough of that to know that even with the magnet tool, the way that it can float and all of that stuff, that once again, that's the same thing. I can name like 4 games that have taken the Breath of the Wild's models and just smeared them all over, but they still work and they're still fun. Meaning, it's a good thing that could happen. But Genshin is not Zelda.
That's fair.
We'll fight over this one.
That's fair. Breath of the Wild King came. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I think it's time. I think it's time. So the chat is having some fun. I think it's almost time to give them the power.
Yeah,
over.
I think it is time to give them the power. So let's turn it over to them. The power is yours, chat. Let's talk about what you want to talk about.
The power is yours.
As far as trying to get like a movie, not a movie, but like a live action going, I don't know if we're ready to make that work yet.
I'm Z Austin. Thank you for liking the stream.
But
better sound more hype, man. MZ Austin, thank you for liking the stream. Goodness.
I didn't want to talk over people, man.
Hey, this is the power of the people. So the people, when they like the stream, they
I'm supposed to interrupt this man?
They got to get acknowledged.
Okay,
all right. I apologize, King.
Check it out.
But I'm just letting you know.
With the way that the color palette and the music and the way that the story flowed out of Breath of the Wild, I would love to see like Studio Ghibli take a crack at making something, versus getting like a live action going.
Hey, now you talking. Now you talking like a Ni no Kuni type look.
Yeah, I mean, give it.
You want them to go back to cartoony look, because that's what they did with Wind Waker, and everybody. I remember that when Nintendo first showed off with the GameCube, Zelda was supposed to be like, and everybody's like, oh, that looks badass, right? And then they came out with Wind Waker, and everybody's like, what the living shit just happened?
Right.
That was not what
it was like a step back.
Well, my thing is, I've never liked Toon Link. Like, Ocarina of Time really got on my nerves because y'all noticed the intro of the game is Link riding that horse as an adult, right?
Yep.
So I'm thinking to myself,
this is gonna be a game.
It's gonna be like that. Yeah, it's gonna be a game. I get to be adult Link. Cool. And he started off as a kid. And I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Now, Twilight Princess gave you exactly what you were looking for, but probably by then it was too late.
No, dude. Like I said, I've owned. Let me see. I've owned the original, of course. Almost everybody did at some point. I've owned Ocarina of Time. That was like the second time I bought it because they had a gold 64 cartridge for that one.
I need to get that one.
But after, like I said, I truly stopped playing after the third one. Really, like I only bought the Ocarina of Time just because it was like, oh damn, new Zelda on new system. Okay, and then like I said, I played it for a little bit, and didn't like it, but I don't know. I mean, it is what it is on that one. Let's see, King Takeem, he's a bit with Kenshiro on this one. Link, Kawaii-chan, around live action Hyrule, maybe.
John P. What? John P.
Who's rebuying their PS4 collection over again for PS5?
I mean, if anybody rebuys anything on PlayStation 4, I thought, from my understanding, PlayStation 4 or 5 plays the 4 game.
That's true.
And upscales and makes
them. That is also
true. If they're
true.
unlocked, if the frame rates are unlocked, you're going to get a better frame rate. So
that is also true. All of that is true. All of that is true.
Anything?
It depends on something.
MZ Austin says Ocarina of Time top 3 games of all time. Top 3 of all time?
Hey,
I mean, that's cool.
That's what he's into.
I mean, Ocarina of Time, I thought was really good, but
it's on my legit.
I'm curious to know. Okay, hold on. He said top 3. So what are your other 2 there?
Right. What are the other 2 in the top 3 of yours?
Yeah, Barack Obari. I'm getting a PS4 low key.
My man's getting it on the sheep.
I guess so.
Oh, Gerald D. Boney, what's up, man? Don't know if this has been mentioned. Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda because of the game. This is also true.
Yeah.
Which was suggested by his son. So that is also true.
Zelda's an old person's name now.
Yeah. You only think it's an old person's name because of friggin' Poltergeist.
Okay. Outside of Robin Williams' daughter, how many other women?
I know no Zelda.
I don't know Zelda.
Zero.
I mean,
all the ones that you do know are old.
But we don't hang around a lot of women of Romanian descent, which is where that name came from. So
understood. However, most of them are old.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't that the actual actress's name?
Yes,
Zelda?
yeah, Zelda, yeah.
Poltergeist? Yeah.
Like, that's what made her kind of stand out to me, other than the fact that I thought she was awesome. Her voice.
This house is clean.
Yeah.
His house shut up. Clean. Like, yeah, apparently you were wrong, because as soon as you left, them mugs came back full force.
Mr. Romarter says, Zelda's going to be my daughter name, too. Probably not going to happen, though. Well, I mean, why are you saying that?
Dang.
Why are you saying that?
I mean, well, then again, he did say he's...
Let me find a sugar mama named Zelda. Barry's a trip.
Okay, hold on. King to King says he knows a 22-year-old named Zora. That's an interesting name.
Yeah,
I think the Zoras are those the fish people.
Yeah, isn't it? The one that be shooting.
Yeah,
no, that's Zola. That's Zola. Isn't it Zola?
It could be Zola or Zora.
Zora, the Japanese pronunciation of it.
So it could be either.
So I know a Zelda and a Yoshi, both black girls.
Really?
So,
you know a girl, a black girl with a real name.
It was Nintendo in that household,
right? I already got 2 kids.
All right, fair
enough. You could be chasing Tony Young. You got 5 kids to feed.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Man,
don't ever say it's too late.
Zora are fish. See, Zora are the fish people.
Zora are the fish people in Zelda.
Yeah, that's what I said. Zora are the fish people.
Did you look?
They
it up
were
in the
bad, but
story?
then they became good in I forget one timeline. Because one timeline, according to game theory, they didn't evolve. That's the evil ones that shoot shit at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other timeline, they actually become peaceful or whatnot. But then they have. I forget which timeline where the Zora supposedly evolved into the Riku. I think they call it the Riku.
That's Wind Waker. They started turning into birds.
It's like I had a fish turn into birds.
It happens, but guess what? They're evil to me because they've been shooting at me since the first game.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So Obari actually explained Yoshi is short for Yoshiki. That's actually kind of a cute name. I kind of like that.
I personally will not be using that name.
Yoshiki.
That's fine. Yoshiki. Yeah.
Should be Yojimbo.
Looking up. It's actually interesting looking up Zora. Apparently, Zora has Arabic, Slavic, and African origin.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Coming out the water shooting fireballs at you.
All right.
I hate that damn thing.
Right? Just popping up.
Yeah.
I mean, you strolling around Hyrule, you got 4 health bars, and then they just pop up, pop, and just hit you.
And the worst part is, it's like I used to hate. It was like, how many of them are there? Because like you would kill the one-on-one screen, scroll the screen, and be right back. Like, damn it. At least other enemies didn't respawn that fast.
Right.
Zora was like, hey, I'm back. So, I hated them a lot.
Down there screaming Rito.
Yeah, they were called the Rito. I forget what I said.
You said Riku.
Breath of the
Riku,
Wild
yeah.
when they were full race, but then you also have the Zora in there, which is
that
also
didn't make
why
any
it
sense.
keeps leading me towards thinking this is the timeline after the original Link fell and Ganon won. Like, if that's the case, the next boss is coming out is going to be Demise, and I can't wait until they say something because I'm getting upset.
Well, I want to play The Legend of Ganon because I want to be Ganon in the game.
Lord.
I think you could play as Ganon in freaking Hyrule Warriors, can't you?
Interesting.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Interesting.
Just to highlight a couple of comments that's not popping up, I had to address this. And
all right.
Please do.
Mark Jackson. We are not gonna have Gal Gadot play Princess Zelda, please. No,
Absolutely not.
No. No, we're not doing that, sir. Sorry.
That just became sad.
John P's question, real quick, while you get to the other comments. He said, "Anybody get Zelda figures or statues?" I saw a Zelda Dark Link statue actually when I picked up the shield and sword today.
Hey.
That was $1,000. Wow, dude, it was so nice.
I bet it
It
was.
was real nice, but I'm like, I can't justify that.
King to King says you can play again in the Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's what I thought.
That's pretty interesting.
I might have to look into that.
It's interesting.
All right, back to what you were
So
saying.
is it Ganon or is it Ganondorf?
I don't know.
I think Ganondorf is the pig, and Ganon is the Gerudo.
Oh, okay. The one. So the one you were playing in. So the one you fought in Twilight Princess was Ganon, the Gerudo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So wait, follow. What other comments did you have?
Oh God, there's so many things to say about that.
It was just that.
There's a lot to say about that.
Mr. Jackson. That I had to talk to him for a minute about that. So he got the message. So that was a no.
Fair
on
enough.
Gal Gadot, sir.
Now that brings up the question: who could play Zelda in a live action movie? Not Scarlett Johansson.
Somebody that I think would be younger. I'm sorry, Scarlett is almost 40.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with being almost 40.
No, it depends on where you kind of pull source from, because in Breath of the Wild, she had a full-blown British accent. She was almost a completely different princess than she was in any other of the story/timeline.
Well, I want something in between the cartoon and I don't know, something interesting, but she can't be as annoying as the cartoon. Because she was annoying as hell in that cartoon.
Oh, if you want to get her annoying, let's just hire Taylor Swift and get it over with.
Absolutely not, sir. You will not be getting Taylor Swift near any of my Zelda.
According to King, Ganondorf is the Gerudo, and Ganon is the pig.
Ganon is the one that you fought in the original. That was the pig. Ganondorf.
All right. Well,
is the other dude.
Mike Oliver as
Jennifer Lopez is Zelda. Absolutely not, sir.
Man, what?
She's what? If you're gonna get somebody Latino to be her of Latin descent, you may as well just get Sofia Vergara.
Now, who played the most recent Mary Poppins? Emily
Blunt.
Emily Blunt?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Why not? She's too old.
Because she's funny looking.
Why can't you get somebody that's like
I mean, but she has
late teens, early 20s?
Anya Taylor-Joy. Get Anya Taylor-Joy to play Zelda.
Oh God, no, Barack Obama.
What's the actress name that was in Kick-Ass? She's in her early 20s, isn't she?
Grace Lawrence?
Yeah.
She looks funny.
No, I was gonna say, like I said, Anya Taylor-Joy would be probably a good choice, but no, she's got to play Eliana, so forget that.
Okay. See, here's the thing. This is what's hard about casting this, because once you cast one, you kind of have to match up the other.
Who's going to be Link? Yeah,
and Link is going to be a hard.
Link
cast.
is going to be almost impossible.
And see, to answer your question, I would rather see a new story. Almost anything.
Wow. Really, Obari? Wanda Sykes, really?
What's up to Meow Yin?
Really?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Hi, Meow Yin.
All right, we can get Zac Efron to be Link.
Since we just going there. Kim K is okay. Wow.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now we done lost all control.
Now here's the thing about Kim. She does have an exotic look to her.
She could be a Gerudo.
That's also
Okay.
The Rock for Ganondorf.
Ganondorf. Okay, y'all can't just throw the Rock in for everything.
According to this right here, they just have Ganon.
Right.
They show all. We got Pig Ganon.
You gotta remember.
Ganon.
Ganon's gone through some growing pains, man.
Right.
Wind Waker Ganon. They call him Demon Ganon. I think it's Pig Ganon.
So Mr. Rogermer said the girl playing MJ. So I believe he's talking about Zendaya.
Somebody was talking. Was that you?
That was King. That was King. I'm sorry, man.
That was me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just chiming in on the whole Ganon thing, because there's parts in the Ganon story where it's just a name, and other parts depict what he is. There's like 2 other stories where he just kind of helped out people.
It's Ganon going through puberty, man.
So old girl from Blackish, Mr. Rogermartis says, could be Zelda. Now
Zendaya Zelda could be interesting.
Zendaya Zelda could be interesting, yes, but I don't know.
That's gonna piss off a lot of white people.
I don't care.
We are long past caring about pissing off.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Bianca Chopper. She know how to get to GQ. She know how to get to GQ.
Meow did it for me. There you go.
Veronica Bonnell for Zelda. I don't know who. Let's look her up. Okay, let's look her up.
I can't get past. I can't get past the last name.
What, Bonnell? You can't get past Bonnell? Come on.
Nah, it's not, I can't.
Come on.
Pig form is meant to represent Ganondorf's greed.
His greed? I thought it was just the demon form. Or is that something different? Because at the end of Breath of the Wild, where you got Calamity Ganon, when you get him out of that castle, he's freaking gigantic. I don't know which one.
Dude, the episode that you didn't see a Captain in, they did the giant Ganon in that episode. Yep.
I want to see that episode.
He drank the potion of power.
I mean, okay, Veronica Bonnell, look her up. So
she got a weird forehead or something?
No, she's just very young. She's younger than I thought she would have been.
She almost looks like she's got a decent look though.
Yeah, she does.
She kind of looks like that girl that was in Transformers 3 that took over Megan Fox's job as
Rosie Huntington Whitley. Yeah,
she looks similar to her but younger.
Yeah, but much younger. Yeah. But that's like it work.
But here's the thing: whoever they get has to be able to do Sheik. Because if you're gonna do Zelda live action, you got to do Sheik,
right?
Because that you have to keep it interesting. Because you can't just be the princess in trouble all the damn time. That's boring.
Right.
Yeah.
She just pretends she's in trouble.
Wow, King Takeem, really? Janelle Monáe for Zelda. Wow.
I don't know if that's gonna work.
That's not gonna work at all. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna work.
Probably either be Sia.
Wait a minute. Are there any black people in Hyrule?
Well, there was one Zelda. The one Zelda that was in Wind Waker is a little bit darker, kind of. I mean, I just saw a picture of her in here.
Breath of the Wild is black, as far as I'm concerned.
Right there.
So Preem says Millie. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work. Okay.
Right
so Millie Bobby Brown as Zelda. Preem says. Now, see, I can't see 11 being Zelda. Man. I can't do it.
No. Look. She made a couple music videos. That she probably could do that. If you look at some of the stuff she's been doing recently, that just kind of
it's not necessarily about her acting, because I know she could act her ass off.
No. She has the look, and she
has the look.
Once again, something about the Breath of the Wild thing that just keeps going back to draw the inspiration from.
Yeah, no, I can't. Evangeline Lilly, no. But Millie Bobby Brown is Zelda. I personally, I can't see that. I
can't get over the Bobby Brown part.
Why they stick that?
Amzie Austin wants to say, I want them to create a Zelda universe cinematically similar to the MCU. Now, see, that would be pretty sweet.
I mean, they did that with the games.
That's definitely their game.
Yeah, So, and that's kind of what I'm talking about with the series.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to the problem. Nintendo's last live action thing.
I don't care. They give them a chance. Give them a chance.
No, they had all their chances.
Give them a chance.
Ever since I've been born.
All right, guys. So cameras up. Great segment. Great show overall today. Lots of high energy, and we definitely couldn't have done it without all of you, the Culture Junkie Nation. So we're getting ready to end the show. We hope that you had a great time being entertained by us and all of our friends. Please make sure you come back next week for another great episode of Culture Junkies Live. Next weekend is going to be
next weekend.
Next week. Excuse me.
Show on the weekend.
No, next week.
Here by yourself,
next week is Thanksgiving week. And we're going to be talking about COVID Friday, which kind of is what Black Friday is going to be morphing into this year. So we'll be back at the same time, same channels, plural, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. GQ, you got a message for all of our patrons?
Well, I mean, it would be remiss if I didn't give a special shout out to our Culture Junkies level patrons, DeMarcus Smith, Fab Nerd Life, and the NetNet. Appreciate all of our Culture Junkies level patrons. Appreciate all of our patrons in general. And if you would like to support the show and support the Culture Junkies, you can do so for as little as $1 a month. We ain't no $1 a day like all of them other places be asking for all that. Ain't nobody got money like that.
You can feed a child for $1 a day.
No, you can feed a Culture Junkie for $1 a month.
Oh, that's right.
If you want to get a shout out on the show, though, hit one of them higher level tiers. But check out patreon.com/Culture Junkies if you want to get all the info on how to do it. And I'm turning back over to Kenshiro.
All right, thank you, sir. So, obviously, we got a lot to talk about with the Zelda show. We could keep on talking about this, but we hope that you'll come back and check out some of our other offerings, like Mr. GQ, who does unboxings every single Friday at noon, and he also does DVD movie reviews, Damn, I said DVDs. I'm sorry. Blu-ray movie reviews every single Tuesday. You find those over on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com.
Y'all be streaming y'all butts off over there.
We do on Twitch.
And
that's right. In fact, I have a reason to go back to Squadrons because today they announced that they're releasing the B-Wing and the TIE Defender is coming to Squadrons.
I can't wait. Nobody flies the B-Wing on purpose.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about it. But the TIE Defender,
all day long.
TIE Defender, though. Yes. So I can't wait. So make sure you come over to our Twitch channel and hit us with a follow and see when we go live next.
Mike Oliver, real quick. Are you guys going to give out merch for Code Friday?
I don't know. Maybe.
Hold on. King to King. It's funny that you would say that. Sitting over in the next room is that exact Samus Blaster. And that Samus Blaster is going to become a giveaway at some point.
All right.
That's why it's sitting here in the office. So
okay.
Keep at it and keep track. So I might find a way to win that.
Mike Oliver's like, kind of tipping our hand here. We got some stuff cooking. So you have to make sure you come back and check us out. Brian Williams. Thank you for the like on the streams. Appreciate you, sir. We hope that you will come back next week and check out all the great stuff for Culture Junkies Live. So until then, I am your host, Kenshiro, from my friends GQ, The Great Daidakuji, Fallen Marvel, and King Amarak. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great one.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good week.